My name is Carissa Waugh. My Northern Shoshone name is aka Waugh, meaning caribou hoof noise, after my great-grandma Emma Shorty. I'm Conlon First Nation, belonging to the Crow Clan. My parents are Charlene and Charles Waugh, and my grandparents are the late Lynn and Al Waugh. I belong to the Yukon River and Atlin Lake. I'm currently sitting on the National Women's Council for the Assembly of First Nations, representing the Yukon region. I'm an artist and activist. I do a lot of my activism and storytelling through my beadwork, but mostly I'm an ambassador for the Reconnection vision. We are the children of tomorrow. We have been tasked by our chiefs to develop the Yukon First Nations approach to the climate action as the Yukon First Nations Climate Action Fellowship. The fellowship has been on a journey of reconnection since January 2021. Together, we have explored our cultures and identities and have upheld our responsibility to present our understanding of the climate crisis and mental health crisis. Our Reconnection vision is our pathway for change, where reconnection transforms the ways we live, learn, and work through being in a good relationship with ourselves, each other, and the land. In September 2021, I was asked to make the logo for the fellowship. I was kind of nervous and I had no idea what to do until one night during one of our virtual campfires. I could see it all coming together and immediately got to beading. I wanted this logo to tell our story. I chose the caribou hoof and a salmon because they are such a big part of who we are as Yukoners, and they are heavily affected by climate change. We all have some kind of connection to them, and I wanted to honor that. And of course I wanted to include the 4 traditional colors: red, white, yellow, and black. These colors have many different meanings for everyone. The swan represents a lot for a few of the fellows. For me, they will always remind me of the late Shirley Adamson. She was a huge part of our journey as one of our guiding elders, and she was an amazing mentor. The morning she passed, I was walking downtown and I remember looking up and seeing a bunch of swans. I stood there for a few minutes, looking up at the sky, sun in my face, and just appreciating the moment. Later that day, I had found out Shirley had passed that morning. I hold her stories and memories close to my heart. The background behind the swan is green, like our Yukon River, but mostly to represent the Northern Lights. April 2021, we had our first in-person gathering at Inn on the Lake. There was a few of us that stayed up late one night to sit around the fire together. Emily McDougall, one of our leads at the time, said, "One day we are all going to be elders sitting around the fire exactly like this." And as she was saying this, the sky lit up with the brightest northern lights. They danced around us, and in that moment, it felt like everything was exactly how it was supposed to be. And we have the berries. These represent soap berries. During our Atlin gathering, some fellows went and picked some soap berries to make soapberry ice cream. It was a cute little bonding moment, and even the first time for some. I chose orange to represent every child matters. When the first 215 children were found, we were attending an in-person gathering in Whitehorse. It was a very hard weekend, but it was so nice to be with everyone in that time. It seemed like every other significant finding or announcement, we were together as a group. One Truth and Reconciliation Day, we were in Dawson City. And the next year, we were in Fredericton, New Brunswick. This spiderweb represents the traditional story Kusi Kwonder, told by one of our fellows. She would tell us the story about how spider taught man how to make a fishnet, which in turn saves man from starving. It's such a fun story, and every time we heard the story, there was more to learn. Spider is our ancestor. Since I've heard the story, I haven't killed any spiders. Every time I see one, I'm usually deep in thought or doing something of significance. Like the first day of the Yukon First Nations Art Certificate program that I attended with Nika. Spider helps me slow down and reflect. I feel incredibly honored that the fellows trusted me to tell our story with my beadwork. I feel I have become more confident with my beading journey during this fellowship. This logo is a great reminder of how far I have come. We are all doing amazing things in our lives, and I'm so proud of everyone.